Hello and welcome to Hidden Gems. My name is Arden Thomas. I'm the Syncom Smalltalk Product Manager. Hidden Gems is where we show you features of the product that may not be obvious, and hopefully you can benefit from them if you're not familiar with them already. Today we're just going to have a short holiday example, and we're going to continue with our value models. Today we're going to show you how to use value models to tie together two lists. So I have an example application I have right here that has two lists. Here's a list on the left and a list on the right. The list on the left, the aspect classes in list. I like that name because it's a selection in list is the model, and it's going to be used to hold classes, so I call it classes in list. That naming standard tells me at a glance what it is, that it's a selection in list. And here it's going to be methods in list. And in between, I also put a resizing splitter. Notice the resizing splitter, I have the left widget, classes in list, the right widget, methods in list, and you'll see what that does. So let's take a look at how I'm hooking this up. Let's browse. Let me deselect here and then browse. Okay. Let's look at my initialize method. I'm making classes in list, a selection in list with collection, all the subclasses of collection. Methods in list is simply an empty selection in list. Now, a selection in list selection holder is a value model, and I can get hold of it and I can set it different messages like on change send and tell it what message to send. But I'm using a compute here because I like to put as much structure as I can in my initialize. That way, basically, in this example, all the behavior of this application is right here, and I can tell at a glance in one place, locality of reference, what this application does. So when you select a list from this class, what it will do is we will pass in the class as a parameter here to the compute. If the class is nil, we give it a new list. If it's not, we get the selectors of that class and sort them, and then push that list into the methods in list. So let's check that out. I'm going to open this, and if I click on any of these classes, I get a list in alphabetical order of the methods in that class. Just one side. This is a simple example. Now, my resizing splitter, if I need more space, this is just a very simple way to get this behavior where you can move things around dynamically. Let's say one of the classes had a really long name and this was a narrow list. I could push that to the side temporarily to get a better read on any of these things. One of the things to note, if you go to the aspects, if you use as I did, ask it to add the initialization method, here's what I like to have. Simply return that instance variable. Here's what, if you add initialization, what it gives you, a lazy initialized thing. However, I'm going to take this, I'm going to delete that comment. I'm going to have this just return this rather than lazy initialize it there. Why? Again, I like to do all of it right here in the initialize method rather than having the behavior spread about. That is my style preference, and I prefer it for the reasons I mentioned with locality of reference. I can come to this method here and basically see what the things are initialized to and what the general behavior of the entire application is right here. And that's my example this time. Have a wonderful holiday season. If you have any questions, please send an email to athomas@syncom.com. If you have any questions, want the code, have suggestions for other hidden gems, please contact me. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, have a great time with Smalltalk.